A spending proposal for the 2016-2007 school year. Before we begin, I do want to thank all of the folks in the administration who helped me put this together, and especially to a couple of people, Mr. Barrasso, who you just saw, who spent countless hours putting the presentation together with me, and the books that you're about to get, along with Pat West, and then to Michelle Middleton, our Chief Academic Officer, and Megan Burr, who is our Humanities Coordinator, who spent a lot of time going through the book, making sure that it was appropriate and all the content was aligned for easy reading. So as you get that a little later on, we can thank those individuals, along with everyone else who participated in the process. It is a lengthy process, and we're going to take you through it here in about a half an hour and share with you what we are thinking for next year. We're going to begin by taking a look at our district goals and our theories of actions, and you're going to hear our students tell them to you. Our goals and theories of action.
Goal number 1, to provide opportunities for success of all students and further enhance the learning environment of the Enfield Public Schools.
Theory of action. If we identify the most significant challenges that impact student success and the contributing factors related to these challenges, then we will be able to research, recommend, and implement effective strategies to support students' social, emotional, and behavioral functioning and strengthen their academic performance.
Goal number 2, to maintain and continue the development of a system of attracting high-quality professionals to Enfield Public Schools and to institute a system of retaining, developing, and managing educator performance to ensure all of Enfield's educators demonstrate continuous improvement.
Theory of action. If a comprehensive system of attracting highly qualified staff and providing support for educators' growth and development is based on clear and rigorous expectations for pedagogy, then educators will strengthen their professional practices over time, resulting in a highly effective and consistent district workforce, as well as improved student performance.
Goal number 3, to align and enrich the pre-K to 12 curricula of the Enfield Public Schools.
Theory of action. If we develop and implement comprehensive and viable curricula, then students will be engaged and challenged, empowering them to become productive members of society who are college-ready and career-ready.
Goal number 4, to maintain and develop enduring partnerships between the Enfield Public Schools and business, educational, and community organizations.
Theory of action. If we identify district needs in order to expand existing partnerships and establish new alliances, then we will have organizational relationships that will increase opportunities for EPS students and families.
These goals and theories of action are a compass. They're what we use to guide all of our decisions and are the actions we take to lead the school district. But if we ask an important question, whose school district is this? I would argue the school district belongs to the 5,167 students that attend here every day. If we take a closer look at who those students are, you can see they represent a variety of different types of backgrounds. If we look a little further, we notice that 37% of them qualify for free and reduced lunch. 80% of them obtain their education through regular education, and 20% obtain their education through some type of accommodations. How many of them there are, we'll notice that over the last 10 years, we've declined about 1,400 students. And our projection says that over the next 10 years, we'll drop another 400. However, we don't believe that's going to happen. And here's why. If we look at the top graph, this represents those students from Enfield who are attending magnet schools and tech schools and agri-science schools and other places. And for the first time this year, that number has come down. And if you look at the bottom graph, this is the number of students who are attending non-public schools. And that trend has been steadily downward as well. So we're scheduled by our projections to drop about 40 students per year. However, we think, because of what we've done here in the district, those students are going to come back to us. There's over 850 students currently attending school who could be coming to Enfield School, attending school somewhere else. We're going to work real hard to have those students come back to school here. But more importantly than who they are, or how many there are, is why. Why are they coming back? And why do the Enfield Public Schools exist? Last year at the convocation, we introduced the EPS Y card. We gave you all one when you left. It was a way for us to keep grounded in what we believe and why we come to work and the work that how important the work we do is. And it's a good way for us to revisit that. But we're going to start today where we left off last year with the Y card.
Our vision is a world-class system.
Our mission is striving to inspire and develop each individual's gifts and talents. Our spirit is to commit to lifelong learning.
Our promises.
We believe.
We are dedicated to the growth and development of every student.
We nurture. We partner with families to support and challenge each child.
We collaborate. We learn and grow together.
We aspire. We are committed to continuous improvement.
Our values: excellence, integrity,
Creativity.
Kindness.
This document, in addition to our goals and theories of action, help us to always remember what we're doing and why we're doing it. So we're going to start tonight and take a look at what we've accomplished over the past year. At the high school level, and we're calling it Enfield High now, 82% of the students at Fermi met or exceeded goal in the Smarter Balance ELA assessment. That makes them 13th in the state and top of our DERG. 86% of the students at Enfield High scored proficient or higher on the science capped, while 90% were doing the same at Fermi, and they were second in the DERG. At the middle school, we have our partnership with Untitled Community College offering advanced manufacturing. Students are learning CAD and 3D modeling, and you saw some of that here. And remember when
And it's just these, all of the names are pretty self-explanatory. I mean, base for circles, I mean, but,
Mostly what they are is different pieces or different tools that you use to make the different parts of the models. So there's things like fillets, extrudes, cut extrudes, which is cut extrudes are taking pieces from a whole. Extruding is taking a flat plane and turning it into something 3D. And fillets they're just all different ways to shape what you're making into the actual model that it's gonna end up being when you end up 3D printing it.
so these little curvy edges, these are what the fillets look like. And
our middle school students are using the same technologies that college students are using. And when they get to college, it's amazing what they're going to be able to do with it. They can already do amazing things with it. At Prudence Crandall, providing learning opportunities for our staff in the areas of writing workshop, shared inquiry, and science. Students are participating in the Connecticut Invention Convention and winning awards and being recognized. Over at Parkman, all teachers and students are using the Lego Creativity Center. They continue to support Rachel's Challenge. You guys talked about that a little while ago, with monthly Power of Positive student assemblies. The Whitney School, we established a science club. Students are in the Invention Convention. 94.8% of fifth graders scoring at or above proficient on the science CMT. At Barnard, Enfield High School's Friends of Rachel Club are coming to the school and leading interactive lessons to build positive supports and community building. Nathan Hale, teachers are advancing their work in Teachers College Writing Workshop. Their weekly grade level team meetings focused on collaborative planning. At Enfield Street School, there are also weekly positive behavior meetings and a continuation of the school-wide positive behavior program. This is happening through the creativity of our principals. Principals are taking the entire grade level, working on these kinds of programs, while their teachers are able to work in another room and collaboratively plan. Very creative solution to a problem that we have of trying to get our teachers together during the school day, while we're also providing great opportunities for our students. At Hazardville, we're piloting the second grade Spanish language program. We're also expanding our United Way Reading tutor partnership. We opened Stowe, great school. Mr. Crucell was over there just a little while ago. We have 2 classrooms and 36 students. We'll expand that program next year when we bring over the program from Hazardville Memorial. But we're also fostering a collaborative relationship with ECDC and the Family Resource Center, 2 town organizations. In computer technology, we have revised our curriculum. And sixth grade students are using 3D programming to begin to understand the language and tools of computer science. Our guidance department reports that 95% of the graduates in the class of 2015 were placed in 2- or 4-year colleges, vocational technical schools, the armed services, or employment. Library services. We took a look at the Enfield High School collection at the library. We went through it, and we are ready to merge it with Fermi's and open up one heck of a library when the schools merge next September. In music, 16 alumni of the Enfield Public Schools are currently participating in the University of Connecticut Marching Band, as well as a variety of other student performing groups going out to different festivals and winning awards. In physical education, we piloted the Adaptive Physical Education and Unified Sports program at the high school level. Continue to advance our work in adaptive PE at the junior high, at the middle school. And we've been working with a new wellness and lifetime fitness workshops, developing programs in yoga and dance. We'll be incorporating them into the physical education program. In reading, a little while ago we talked about the One Book, One School program run by our language arts consultants. Special education. Special Education Department received the highest award, meets requirements from the Connecticut State Department of Education for compliance indicators. And our support specialists continue to work with families and students to help them solve their problems. In visual arts, we're working on a STEAM curriculum that's going to integrate with other disciplines, and many of our students are going off and winning awards and demonstrating their abilities at different festivals and adjudications. In athletics, you've welcomed these people here before, our athletes. We had 11 all-state athletes, 55 all-conference athletes. The boys' soccer team won the Team Ethics and Sportsmanship Award. Our ice hockey team received a commendation for no major penalties for the entire season, and we had over 350 all-conference student scholar athletes last year. In business, the marketing students raised $5,000 to Make-A-Wish Foundation, and several of our students became Google certified to be able to use cloud-based applications for educational purposes. In English, more than half of the AP language and literature students received qualifying scores in the AP exam. You can see that data in the next 2 bullet points. In family consumer science, 70% of our early childhood education students met or exceeded the career technical education goal. And we started the Pro Start Culinary Club, which is going to be what's going to lead us into having great students in our new commercial kitchen at Enfield High next fall. In mathematics, we began the program of Algebra 1 Mastery-based curriculum. And you can take a look at our data on our AP Calculus scores. In science, 91 different college course credits were issued to our AP students in physics, chemistry, and biology. And 90% of our students are passing the 10th grade science capped. In social studies, we had over 500 students participate in the annual mock election. We helped meet the candidate nights for the state candidates. We watched them do their debate. And 55% of the U.S. history students scored 3 or higher on the AP exam. As you heard before, in technical vocational education, we have our partnership with Nuntuck. We continue to design and offer new STEAM courses at both high schools, so they'll be ready to take them when they get to the new facility next fall. In world language, 82% of the AP French and Spanish students scored 3 or above on the AP test, and 63 students from both schools were inducted in the French and Spanish National Honor Society. In academics, the Lego Building Tomorrow project expanded to 2,300 students in grades K through 5. We've created learning briefs so parents can understand what's going on at each level, pre-K through 5. In district-wide instruction, JFK Innovation Lab was created and opened to foster collaborative interdisciplinary projects. And in its first year, the JFK Seepers team hosted a local scrimmage, sent 4 students to the National Seepers competition at UMass Dartmouth. District-wide administration, we continue to expand our digital communication through social media, using our school messenger, Twitter, and Facebook. We're getting over 15,000 visits a month on our webpage, and we're publishing our quarterly Insights newsletter. So this year's budget was $65.8 million. Let's take a look at where the resources come for us to do the work we do and accomplish things we do. 36 million of the 65, or 52% of our funding, comes from the town of Enfield, from local taxpayers and tax revenues. Now, the entire town budget is $124 million. Of that, we get 36 million, or about 29% of the town budget comes to the Board of Education through local funds. The rest of our funding, 42% of it, or $29 million, comes from the state. And that's the $65.8 million, 52% from local funding, or 29% of the town's overall budget, and 42% from the state. But it actually takes over $70 million to do what we do. The other $4.1 million comes from the grants that we're able to obtain. So of our total funding, that's about 6%. The budget development process is hard to believe, but it starts almost as soon as we get back to school. By the end of October, we're ready to go. We have our introductory meeting. We're doing that a little bit more online now. We give out all the preparation materials to anyone who has responsibilities for a budget area. They take the next month up to about Thanksgiving to meet with people in their buildings, in their departments, talk about their needs, identify what they are going to request, put it all together. They send it to us right before Thanksgiving. We compile it all. Then December 2nd and 3rd, we conduct over 35 meetings with everyone who's involved in the budget. And we go through every single request that they have for us. Then over the next month, from December 4th through the holidays and up to last night, we spend time putting it together and synthesizing it all into one budget presentation. And tonight, or January 12th, I'm here presenting it to you. And after tonight, you will have till February 23rd to review it, make adjustments, and then adopt the budget to pass on to the town council. We'll take the last few days of February and package it all up again, get another budget book put together. We'll send it off to the town manager. Sometime in March, the town manager will present a budget to the council. Board of Education, at some point, will be invited in to review our budget with the town council. Town council will work on the budget through March and June. We'll have our public conversation on the budget at some point during that time. And somewhere around May, we'll get a number back from the town council. If it's not everything we sent up, then we'll go to work reconciling what we've asked for to what we were awarded. So if we take everything that everyone asked for before we started right around Thanksgiving, and we moved it forward, we would need $73.5 million, or a budget increase of 11.69%. And it would be great if we could do that. And there were some things we didn't know at that point that we know tonight. In 2000, Malcolm Gladwell wrote a book called Tipping Point. Many people are familiar with it. Tipping point is a magic moment when an idea or a trend or a movement or a social behavior crosses a threshold and it tips. And then it spreads like wildfire. And there's a critical window, very short, when we make rapid gains, a big difference in our organization. And so all of the accomplishments that you saw a few minutes ago, along with these major things, the full-day kindergarten, the Stowe Preschool, the JFK Innovation Lab, the renovation of our high school, and all the work we've done to enhance our curriculum, have front-loaded us to the edge of the critical window. And now we believe we are ready, with just a few more things, to move ourselves up to the top, to the flourishing zone, really make a difference in the opportunities we provide for our children. So tonight we are going to move forward 23 new initiatives. I'm going to show them to you right now. I'm going to put a new grade 8 team in at JFK. We're going to expand our unified sports program. We're going to provide enough money so that every AP student will have the AP test paid for. We're going to add technology hardware to our district. We're going to change the way we do instruction at the middle school level so our students there will be ready to go even further in STEAM when they get to the high school. We're going to add a speech and language pathologist for our integrated preschool program. We're going to replace the art kilns that have been out of the district for several years because they were contaminated. We're going to expand the Career Center at Enfield High School so we can help students choose their path as they leave our school system. We're going to add a social worker in the K-5 level to work with our struggling families and students. We're going to do more curriculum writing. We're going to continue to refine our curriculum to make it the best 21st century curriculum we can. We're going to add assistant principals at the intermediate schools. We're going to add a chemical safety advisor, a percussion director, and we're going to put a PBIS, Positive Behavior Intervention Support Program, pilot coach in at Crandall to see if that work will grow even better with someone there looking over it at all times. We're going to buy some new science instructional supplies. We have brand new facilities. We're getting some new supplies, but our science department has identified a lot of new things they could use to really make that a wonderful experience for our students. We're going to increase the security at Enfield High School with part-time security folks just to be out there in the halls, especially during the New Eagle Hour. We're going to add kindergarten aides. Something that's happening, it's a trend going on nationwide, giving our kindergarten teachers an aid in the classroom to help handle the issues of making transitions for our students from not being in school into school and making them ready to be learners in first grade. We're going to add in some new technology software. We're going to buy some culinary instructional supplies. We have a brand new commercial kitchen. We're going to buy the supplies we need to really give students a great experience there. We're going to add a K-2 counselor, so we have full-time counselors at every school at that level. We're going to formalize our technology instruction in kindergarten and grade 1. We're going to add a .6 fax teacher that we did not replace last year. And as we add the new team at the middle school, we're going to need to add some things so that the students have more opportunities when they go off team. And we're going to add K-5 office support. And we'll be talking more about those over the next couple of weeks about what they look like and what they'll bring to our district. So these are the 23 new initiatives that will move us through that narrow critical window and up to the flourishing zone. So what does it cost? Our fixed costs are $70.1 million, and those 23 initiatives you just saw will cost $1.6 million. Total is $71.8 million, and it will require a budget increase of 9.09%. Our fixed costs are going up $4.2 million, or 6.52%. We need a 6.52% just to cover our fixed costs. And a lot of the reason for that is we learned last week that our health insurance benefit package is going up 24% next year. 24.37% is what the number we received from our agent of record. You notice that the fixed costs are increasing really based on three things. $2.2 million in benefits, that's 24% for health insurance and our other insurances. About $1 million for special education and $350,000 to cover our part of the IT PC bill. That makes up well over 3/4 of what the increase we're going to look at. We have contractual expenses that are going up in other purchase services and professional services. We have our nutritional services going up $196,000. Last year we were able to bring back $390,000 from them because they didn't need to keep their reserve fund up quite so high because they're getting new equipment through the transition and the new school. Now they're going to need to rebuild that reserve fund and keep at least 3 to 6 months of reserves on record. So we're not going to be able to tap that fund for other things like we did this year. Notice our salaries are only going up $10,000. That's because we've already removed $240,000 from the salary account in anticipated retirements that have not come forward yet. Our teachers have until the middle of February to let us know if they're going to retire with the benefit package that they would receive under some parts of the contract. Other teachers don't need to let us know until much later on because they don't qualify for that. We are anticipating about $240,000 in savings there, so we removed that from the package already. And you'll notice that supplies and materials going up $64,000, a very small amount of money being moved directly into the classroom as part of our fixed costs. So this is the money we need to do next year, what we're currently doing this year. But we want to do more. We want to add the new initiatives. They represent a 2.57% increase in our budget. And these are all those areas that we just talked about. And this is what they cost. And you can see, you probably can't read the information, but you'll get it. But you can see some of them are expensive, and they have a big piece of the pie. And some of them are not very expensive. We get a lot of bang for our buck. They have a very small piece of the pie. So these are the 23 initiatives. They're going to make a big difference in our district. So it brings us to the tipping point. We know that if we add financial resources, we can make things happen, we can move the district forward. So the essential question is, to which of the initiatives are we going to apply financial resources to increase the opportunity for our students? Young adults once chose different places and experts that they could apprentice with. And so they studied with an expert, and they did that for one reason. They needed to obtain a skill set, some type of a skill set that would allow them to be successful in their adult lives. And as time went on, that became the responsibility of the schools. We took all of our students, no matter who they were, what their curiosity, their passion, their creativity, whatever their individual differences were, and we thought the idea was to funnel them through a school and help them develop a skill set. It's the model we use for high school. It's the model we use for college. If you got a skill set, you are going to be successful. It's what you needed to do. The whole purpose was to develop a skill set. Problem is, the world is changing faster than it ever has before. Technologies are becoming obsolete faster than they ever have before. And Lila, you and your classmates are going to be the first generation on the planet to experience 5 levels of technology change in your lifetime. There were generations that came through that lived their whole lifetime under the same level of technology. But it's moving too fast now. You're going to see things come and go at least 5 times during your lifetime. It's a huge change from what we're used to preparing students for. So, Mr. Dresick, how far is it from Earth to Pluto?
What's the difference distance between Earth and Pluto?
Oh, cheater. You're supposed to know it.
34 astronomical units.
34 astronomical units. Lida, do you know what an astronomical unit is? Anybody know what an astronomical unit is? John knows, I know you know. An astronomical unit is how far you can travel in 1 year if you travel at the speed of light. About 3.16 billion miles. But you know something, Lila? No one's going to pay the folks of your generation to recite data, especially stuff they can get on the watch. So, Mr. Dresick, I'll take the watch and you can go home.
What's the budget savings?
But what they are going to pay you to do is to tell them how to get to Pluto. In order to do that, you're going to have to think creatively. You're going to have to reason systematically, you're going to have to work collaboratively, and you are going to have to engage respectfully. And you're going to have to do that all of your life. And so schooling is going to need a new paradigm. Instead of funneling people through to a skill set, we're going to have to expand your abilities. You're going to have to learn to learn. You're going to have to learn to embrace change. And you're going to have to learn to think creatively and reason systematically and work collaboratively and engage respectfully. And that's our job, to provide an environment for you to do that. And we believe that the new initiatives we put forward tonight will help our students do that. This budget is going to fund a variety of new things, and it's going to provide for our students a bunch of different value adds that they don't have right now. This budget will ensure that all advanced placement students have the opportunity to take the AP exam. It will enhance our district-wide curriculum initiatives in the areas of writing workshop, shared inquiry approach, mastery-based mathematics, and executive function. It will strengthen our partnerships, our Lego Building Tomorrow project, our United Way Reading, our Untuck Grades 7 and 8 STEAM and Advanced Manufacturing. And it will expand our robotics program. First Lego League, First Tech Challenge, Sea-Perch, and First FRC.
Robotics are a big part of the reason why 2015 was another great year for NASA. We explored the expanse of our solar system and beyond. I'm sure you all heard about our Pluto flyby. We learned more about the complex process of our home planet. We advanced the technologies for our journey to Mars and discovered water flowing on the red planet. We also advanced new aviation systems and reached new milestones aboard the International Space Station. 5 years after the President challenged NASA to send astronauts to Mars in the 2030s, we're closer to sending human beings to the red planet than ever before in human history. And you are making a difference right now, as first team alumni and mentors are working with us on our journey to Mars. First students have joined our team at the Johnson Space Center to help develop the next generation of vehicles that astronauts will use to explore the Martian surface. Other first alumni are part of our team that oversee the International Space Station from the control room in Houston, where they monitor 24/7 American astronaut Scott Kelly, who's coming to the end of being in space for 1 whole year. We'll be able to study the effects of such a long-duration mission and to benchmark them with his twin brother Mark, who's here at home on Earth. First alumni worked with the Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena, California, to help create the Curiosity rover, and they're part of the team building Curiosity's twin sister, set to launch to the red planet in 2020. Your work in robotics will continue to be a vital contribution to the future space exploration. Before we send humans to Mars, robots will lead the way. Not only will you do great things as part of a team that creates a new machine, as always, you'll be mentored by some of the best engineers in the world. I have no doubt your work will help our great nation reach new destinations in the solar system and beyond.
So Tom gave his report tonight, and he went right back to Fermi to help start building the robot for this year's competition. In addition, this budget will provide for new technology hardware and software, and it will bring formalized technology instruction to our kindergartners and our grade 1 students. We'll be able to begin to address the recommendations from the JFK NES and SAVE visitation from the fall, and we'll start to prepare for the Enfield High School visitation in 2017. We're going to be able to analyze, revise, and author new curriculum pre-K through 12. We're going to acquire new instructional supplies to offer new courses in culinary arts, in the art department, and in science in our new facilities at Enfield High School. And we're going to provide athletic opportunities for students through our unified sports program and our varsity, JV, and freshman programs. And there are some major value adds at each level. At the high school level, we're going to increase learning opportunities, security, and support for all students. At JFK, the new team will reduce class sizes from 27 to 21. The intermediate level, we're going to obtain new technology hardware. We're going to put in new building level support for students and their families. At the K2 level, we're going to enrich our counseling services and provide classroom and technology support for our students. At the pre-K level, we're going to create a robust learning experience for our earliest learners, and we're going to promote a town and board collaboration. These are the things that we know we can accomplish with this budget. And now we are ready to work with you over the next several weeks to fine-tune it, to adjust it, to make any changes you wish, and get ready to move on to the next level. We thank you for your time. We have a budget book for you, and we're looking forward to working